Let's roll.
All right. Welcome back to Small Guys Podcast. Today we are talking about Stranger Things Season 4, probably the whole season as a whole, but not just Volume 2 and Volume 1. Spoilers ahead, really big spoilers right off the bat. But doing this review is me, Andrew, Brian, Aiden, and Mikey. And we're all on YouTube now, so if you want to watch instead of just listening, you can see my messy room, the closet Mike's streaming in right now, and Aiden's big ass nose. So, but yeah.
Don't forget it.
man.
Brian's got his Christmas lights up from.
Hey,
from
they're
December.
orange lights. It's Halloween themed, baby.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
I got Josh's girlfriend in my bed. You guys don't want me to turn my camera over?
She's on vacation, I thought.
Yeah.
Aiden's girl got
Home
some
away
shit.
from home, I guess you could call it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's getting cut.
All
All right,
right,
let's
I
get
added
it
these, so I'm gonna cut
started,
that out.
buddy.
But all right, what'd you guys think? Should we just get honestly? Okay, so I have a list of all the characters because I didn't want to forget. There's like 17. But do you guys want to do the ending first?
Yeah, I think we
Uh,
should start with the season as a whole because it's all fresh in our minds right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, like start with
yeah,
what-
like just right where it ended, honestly, and then like
Yeah.
we can take it from there.
that's
Of what
fine.
we liked. Okay, I'll go first. I think this might be the best season. I liked how they lost at the end. It kind of reminded me of Infinity War a little bit, how like Thanos won in the end, Vecna won in the end. I think Vecna is one of the best villains we've seen in pop culture in years. Like just that character alone. Like not to compare him to Darth Vader or any of those big like villains, but like I feel like Vecna could be one of those big villains like a Voldemort or like something that we look back on in pop culture like, wow, that's a big villain. You know what I mean? And I liked the action in episode 9. I think there could have been more, but they lost. Like Hawkins is fucked. Like it's screwed over. It's not existent anymore. It's and there's going to be a big time hop in the next season. The creators already said that because the actors are getting older. So I think by the time the next season comes along, Hawkins might not even be around anymore, or it might just completely look like the Upside Down. I think 80% of the next season could be upside down looking like. So I don't know. I liked the season ending a lot. So what do you guys think?
So I thought the season ending was great, and one of the best factors about it was that like it brought it like super full circle, and the fact that like so Will had been in Hawkins and they didn't really touch on it other than like, oh, he's meeting up with all his friends and stuff and his family again, and that's awesome. But at that end, when they're at Hopper's cabin and he touches the back of his neck like he used to, and it was just like he was feeling it again, and like the
Tingles.
Upside Down was like pulling him. That was amazing. That was such a great callback. And I think the ending, when it comes to it for like next season, I think it's more so Hawkins will be there. But like you said, Josh, I think it will look more so like the Upside Down. And I think at that point, I'm sure they won't do a time jump like it, how they like did it where they were kids and adults. This time, I think it'll just be actual like teenagers, later high school, early college at that point, because that's the age that they are. And kind of that's kind of what I wanted. In this season, you could tell they were super old to be freshmen. Even like as a freshman, I know we looked mad dorky, but we didn't look that dorky.
That looks pretty dorky.
I don't know. The one thing I will say about that age is when 11 is younger and they do the CGI, it's a little noticeable for me.
Yeah.
I didn't
No,
really like
when
that.
she was younger, she had a stand-in. It wasn't her. Wasn't
True.
her. They had a whole actress.
There was
That was a
100
different
Yeah, but
actress?
didn't they
No, they had
like
an actress.
CGI it a little bit or?
No,
Well,
they
obviously
had
they
it-
did the same thing they did for Luke in what's it called, Mandalorian.
Yeah, but I
They
don't
did
know. I mean,
that.
because I saw like pictures of
I knew
behind
she
the
had a
scenes and she
stand-in,
was
but I
a
think
stand-in.
that was just so how they knew
Maybe.
what size.
But I
she
mean,
would
they
be.
posted pictures of the girl next to Millie Bobby Brown, and they were identical. Like exactly
Yeah.
that little girl that you see in there is the same little girl.
Yeah,
that-
but like when the
I did
actor,
not
when
know
the guy
that.
that plays Papa, like he knows where to look because the size of the girl, and I think
Mhm.
like from filming her from the back, they can use the actual actress that they have replacing
Yeah.
her. But
Mhm.
then when if it's in her face, I think it is CGI
There's
a
a
little
million
bit.
and 1% CGI. You can't tell
Yeah.
me.
a little bit. I mean, I think
I
some
don't know.
points
I
it
mean, we
is,
can
but-
bring up the picture later, and I can send it. In the
Well, while
chat.
we're on the topic, did you guys know she actually didn't cut her hair? It's a wig. It looks so
believe it.
realistic to me.
It
I
looks
paused it
really
and I looked it
close.
up.
But she
It was
didn't
one of the
cut
most
her hair.
Googled
Team is
things that
insane
day. Did
nowadays.
Millie
Oh.
actually cut her hair?
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
It
It's
looks
weird
really
how they
good.
do that. I seen like one of those like time lapse videos where like they like cover it and like have like the new hair. It's like actual
Mm.
like wig hair they put on.
Yeah,
it.
and they
It's
only
actually
took like
Mhm.
30 minutes to put it on, I guess. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Really
but
impressive.
also that gives me hope though that we're not going to wait so long for the next season to come. In the event that they
Right.
told her, "Hey, don't cut it, because now we'll do a time jump. And we have you all here. Let's just
So
record
what are you
this
guys
next
talking
season."
about this time jump? I mean, I
Well,
know
so the
that they
Duffer Brothers came
confirmed.
out. They came out and said we have to do a time jump next season because the kids are growing up so fast.
Well, yeah, I mean that makes sense, but
That
it's the
makes
final
sense.
season, so I mean, I'm sure they already, if not started filming or have filmed some of it.
Yeah, but when
They
I
could
say
be
a
in the
time jump,
process of
I
writing
think
it.
probably a year or two.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be crazy. Like they're not going to be
It's not going to
adults.
be like Brian said. I don't think it's not going to be 10 years or something crazy.
Mhm.
Like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I think it'll be a couple years. But that's why I was saying by then. I mean, we saw at the end of episode 9, like the grass is starting to turn gray
Yeah.
and those flakes are coming. I think
Well,
by
that's
the time.
because I think that. Oh, I mean, like you said, well, the Upside Down is going to consume Hawkins. That's what I think is going to be going
Yeah.
Mhm.
on. Obviously, but like you said, the callback, like the best villain, he was all the villains, and I thought they tied that up perfectly
I
because they
know.
showed that he was the. I mean, obviously, he's the one that started the rift. She was the
Mhm.
first one to put him in there, and then that little crack in that little classroom. Obviously, they turned it into an entire lab with an
Yeah.
elevator and stuff because it kept growing over the years.
Well, like the
And
mind flayer, like the way it looked, it's because he really
Oh,
likes
The
spiders.
fact,
yeah.
Like,
When
the
it,
yeah,
fact
like
that it's been
it worked
him-
out so great.
yeah,
the
no,
fact
they did
that
a
it's
really
been
good
him
job.
this whole time is
Yeah.
absolutely blows my fucking mind.
Yeah,
That
that's what
makes
makes it
this
good. That's a
season
good
so much
tie-in.
no, but that's what's so
Right,
hype though is we see all this build up, and Will doesn't even know this because Will was on the other side of the country the whole time. And what's going to be crazy is, it's going to happen when Will and Vecna meet up, or if they do some shit like Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, where they've actually met, and that's how Will somehow made it out.
Well,
Because
I mean,
again,
Will
the
was
music tie-in was the
you,
craziest part, where they were like, "Oh, it's music; it'll bring people back." And then you think about it, one of the best scenes in season 1 was Will messing around with the radio from the Upside Down to play. I'm blanking on the name of the song right now. But
Oh,
gonna stay or should I go?
yeah.
yes, that.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
again, because it reminded him of his brother, and Joyce knew that. That
Mhm.
was amazing.
The other good thing is that they did say that Will's gonna play a huge role, obviously, in the next one, because you got to think that he's the first person that Vecna or One ever attached to.
Mhm.
So he's like patient zero.
The
Mhm.
spy.
And yeah, and he's I mean, I don't know. They could give him like powers or some shit, but that's a different story. But
I
mean,
saw
I think
theories that
it's
he
gonna be
might
sick.
die in season 5.
I'm
Probably.
gonna call it right now.
I'd
It's
be
gonna
pissed.
be it's gonna be Will and it's gonna be Steve are the two I'm thinking are gonna go from the main group.
I thought there was a
Poor
good chance Steve was
Joyce.
gonna die.
I thought Steve was gonna die too.
I
but
thought
then
Steve
Steve
was
was
gonna die.
too, but
I
also
read a bunch of stuff saying that they can't kill Steve, and then I was just scrolling through Twitter one day, and they're like, "Give us Steve back," and I'm like, "Oh man," I'm like, "No way!" And then they all, I mean, yeah, the ending, the last episode alone was better than that entire season. Hands
liked
down. I mean, it
episode
was a
4
great
and 7
tie.
a lot.
I don't know.
Great
I'll say
conclusion.
I don't know, man. I think 7 was probably the best in my opinion.
4
I
was
like
I
really
mean,
good.
if we're being
7.
realistic,
Yeah.
then 4, Dear Billy was by far the
obviously
best
Dear
episode.
Billy was the best
Yeah.
episode, took the whole cake. But what I think
But I think
more
that's
about
good for
volume
that.
1 was like
Yeah.
volume 1 was shot like it was scary. Like there was
Oh,
a
That's what I
couple
think.
times I was jumping, and that
You
was
didn't want to
so
watch
much
it at
fun.
night.
But I loved it. I'd be watching it
The
at
end of
1
the first
a.m.
episode is the best thing that we've like seen in Stranger Things history.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
Chrissy goes up to the ceiling, man, she
Mhm.
just starts getting mutilated.
Oh,
Yeah.
didn't
And
even
that was
expect
just how
that.
you know. But I mean, I don't know how much you guys watched him before, but like they had so many interviews where they were saying that they were going straight for horror on this season, which they
Yeah,
did a
I
great
did hear
job of.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they even had what is it, Robert Englund, the original Freddy Krueger, as fuck, what was his name?
The guy from the asylum. The guy
Victor
that was missing his
Creel?
eyes. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
Victor
dude from
Oh,
Ozark.
yeah.
That was sick. Yeah, dude from Ozark. That's funny, man. But I remember they dropped that little teaser of the Creel house before this season even came out. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No.
I see when it comes to
Drop that
something like
little-
Stranger Things and other things that I love, I try to stay away. I'll watch that
Yeah.
first trailer teaser, the teaser, then maybe the real trailer. Then after that, I won't touch it because I don't want to have any assumptions. I want to go into it as fresh as I can, just off like what I know from all the other seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, they do a pretty good job of keeping it all discreet.
Oh, they do. It's not like what movie was it? Like when Van Forstig came out and they put all the best scenes in the trailer. Like
Yeah.
they don't do that.
Or Batman v
but-
Superman.
Oh yeah, don't even
Two
talk
awful
about-
movies.
That's what I'm
Those are
saying.
both
God.
horrible.
So, but again, because I've ran that risk before, I won't watch it. I'll watch the first trailer, call it good. Like,
Yeah.
what
I
we're
will say,
gonna
I
review next.
I think one thing that is really, really cool to me, they have all these subplots at the very beginning. Hopper in Russia, 11 on the other side of the country. And then all of a sudden, they just tie it all together at the very end, and it all just flows. The pacing was literally perfect this whole season. There was not a single thing to me that was rushed one bit at all. And that blows my mind that they did that so well and so thorough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, like
I mean,
that's
you get
kind of the
this-
Stranger Things formula too, where it's like I know they did it last season, where like the group was broken up, and by the end they like came together, and like you were looking forward to it, and they all came together. I think in the mall, where we finally
but see
them all
that was the
together.
crazy thing though, is that they were all in Hawkins, and the
Yeah.
two groups were doing their own thing. This was everyone
Around the
was
world.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they were fucking everywhere.
What's the other
And-
thing is like? I mean, go ahead. You can finish.
Well, because I was gonna lead into something else about the best scene in that whole season, and that's the one where it tied them all together when they were all losing, and that's Eddie playing Master of Puppets.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking amazing.
That was cool.
There's people bitching like, oh, Metallica, like I'm such a Metallica fan, you can't like it from Stranger. Like, shut up. Like even Metallica came out and was like, shut up. Like
Stranger Things
no one
made them.
cares. No, all right, let's chill out there.
No, I mean,
I
dude,
don't-
that's the same thing that Kate Bush. No one knew who the hell she was, and then that's a
Yeah.
good song. I mean, yeah,
Well,
it's
I
good.
don't
That's
know,
how
we
many
do
people.
with
That just shows.
Metallica.
That just shows your audience, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
but
shit,
what I
I
was
mean, it
saying
only
though,
benefits
when
Metallica
he
and Kate
is
Bush.
sitting there fucking shredding, and then it like starts cutting after that, and it's just all of the shit going down
Yeah.
and coming together, and you're like, oh my god, is this actually Infinity War style? Are they going down? Which they did, but not to the full extent where people are getting banished everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, when he was up there shredding, dude, like that is hands down best scene in all
Best
of
scene
season
in
four.
Stranger
I-
Things ever.
Oh my god, I couldn't get over it. As soon as it started going, dude, I was ready to run through my fucking
yeah.
wall. Like I can't remember a scene that's made me feel like that other than The Boys, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But
No,
no,
that shit
that
is sick.
scene was
It's the
so
best,
cool.
best Stranger Things scene I
Well,
think that we've ever gotten, and
Let's
it's gonna be
finish the
hard to
ending real
top.
quick.
It's gonna be very hard to top this season with season
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
And
No,
I
it will
mean
be.
that's why it's gonna be super delayed, I believe, because they have to. I mean, they do a good job of topping each season.
They'll have a bigger budget too, probably.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not even that. It's just storytelling.
Well, let's finish the ending real quick. What did you guys think with the whole Max thing? It was hard to watch.
I didn't like-
man.
That was hard.
I
So-
really thought she was
I-
dead.
Yeah.
At
I'll
that
give-
point, though, I feel like she should have just died, even though she did,
Yep.
and 11 brought her
Yeah,
back.
yeah, because
But
now
then they
what?
brought her
She's
back.
gonna come back blind and crippled. Like
Yeah,
she can't
so
help the
when she was
team.
up, they didn't like see her eyes pop or anything. Like all you see is her arm break,
Mhm.
and that's why
and
I
the
didn't see-
leg.
And
I didn't.
legs.
So I didn't see the leg. I just saw the arm. And then when she obviously comes down, you see both her legs are broken, and
Yeah.
her arms are broken, and her
can't
eyes
see.
are broken.
Well, because
Yeah.
the brothers came out, and I just saw it on Twitter today that, and it was literally that they go, her
Live.
bones are broken. She is blind, but she's not
God.
dead. And I was just like, so what? She's gonna come back, and like
Yeah.
the only thing I can hope is that she's gonna be
Watch her get
blind and
superpowers.
somehow get powers. That would
Yep.
be so badass.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, she.
I
if
wish
can't-
they would've
11
killed
could
her.
find a way to
They're
share
not
it.
going to be able to give her unless
Should've
11
killed
can
her.
like fully bring her like eyesight back, do all that, or maybe one of the children from before. Remember in season 3 when that one her sister could
Yeah.
like cast illumination or images or whatever. What am I trying to say? But like unless they have another child or another like number that can obviously bring someone back to life. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, we're not going to see any screen time of her.
But also, what was super like heartwarming to the part, because again, this is all what all the tear jerky shit's going on. Where like I'm sitting there fighting it. Was when they said Lucas explaining it to 11 what happened, and they go, she was like clinically dead. Her
man.
stop started beating for over a minute. and then she came back. It's a miracle, and it's because 11 was sitting there putting thoughts into her. And the 'cause again, that's what do you call that? I forget what. Do they have a name for it?
Like telepathy?
Yeah, at
Okay.
that point, yeah, exactly, because she's in her mind.
Why
Yeah,
didn't though?
just-
Why didn't they explain it to her that they were there?
I
Or
didn't
to
get
them?
that either.
Because like
I
Mike
Well,
and Will
because
knew
she didn't
too.
want to. Because they like. I mean, she's not gonna say, "Oh, well, I did it."
Yeah,
Like, she's not gonna
exactly.
take. She
Well,
ain't
no,
gonna
like,
take
but
blame
hey, I
for it.
was there.
No,
yeah,
but
I mean,
I
that-
think that's why Will and
Mike
Yeah,
and
because
Will.
like it looked like the
Mike
three of
looked
them
at her.
agreed to keep it a secret.
But
Mhm.
the other thing that I like is that out of everything, Hopper kills a goddamn Demogorgon with a sword.
Yeah, that
And
was
Yeah.
cool.
That was
everyone
badass.
does their own thing. 11 literally saved Max's life, brought her back to life, but no one brags about anything because they lost.
They
Yeah,
You know?
lost, yeah.
Like you don't see Hopper like.
And then
Well,
too, when
plus
she
on top
checks
of
her
that-
coma, when she's in the coma and she checks her, it's just a black void.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's not there. So like,
Yeah, so
maybe next season, maybe she loses her memories and stuff like that too. I don't know.
Yeah.
they might have to
Personally,
just
I
take
think
her
it
out
would've-
back. Old
You,
Yeller.
you get to you get to see her kind of suffer, and like her arms break. She can't see, but then 11 all of a sudden can heal people and bring people back to life.
Yeah.
I don't
Felt
know,
a
it
little
felt-
Star Wars.
It felt
felt very
corny.
Star
I would
Wars.
have been
Like when
I would have been
Ray-
way more
Ray saves that
emotionally
snake.
attached if they would have just killed her. I mean, that sounds sad, but like it
Yes,
would
but
have.
Yeah.
11 did get a power up this season. They said that multiple times.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna start flying at one point.
I really thought she was gonna start
'Cause they
flying.
said it a
off
couple
the
Because
times.
even Mike said, he goes, "You can fly," and I was like, "This chick takes off flying."
I know,
know.
yeah.
So
He's like, you can
pissed.
fly.
I think she might next season.
Only if she can fly in the upside down. I don't need her flying around after they drove across the country.
No, if they have her flying in Hawkins, then
I want her to fly like it's the Matrix.
Yeah, no.
One thing I really, really want to see in season 5 is everybody acknowledge the whole team and like acknowledge that they're the reason why like the world pretty much didn't end.
That's the
Yeah.
thing, though, man. They never will. They
I know.
never will because
at Eddie.
it's just a small town conspiracy, and they will
Yeah.
do anything to cover it up. They like don't say
Yeah, what were they
anything
saying?
throughout
Earthquakes?
seasons
Yeah.
1 through 3. Exactly a magnitude or 6.5, or is it a 7.2, something
Yeah.
like that?
See, but that tie-in makes the show so much better because they show like the news castings and saying that Hellfire Club's the one that's like summoning the demons to go kill.
And that
Like, all,
pisses
they're
me
all
off
cultists and all that.
Oh yeah.
But that's the
But
thing
he
is that no
does.
one
That's
believes them.
supposed
That's
to.
why they even like hide. They try not to tell anyone anything. No parents know anything about it, and
All the
only
parents knew damn well that it wasn't a
Joyce
cult.
and Hopper.
Mhm.
And
But-
I
but
mean,
look
people
what
that
happened
have
with-
minds like that. But
Look
people
what
that
happened
aren't
with
gonna-
Eddie literally went out as a hero, and then it
Yeah.
shows after he's dead,
Yeah.
people are still defacing his missing persons thing that his uncle's
Yep.
putting up.
And
It's
the other thing that I
heartbreaking.
don't understand is that just
Yeah,
because
that's it.
like they keep saying the Hellfire Club and not
Yeah.
Eddie Munson, so like Dustin's just walking around in there. Like, shouldn't people be like talking shit to him or like you know like
Yeah.
shouldn't they be
well,
like what do you like? Oh, he's part of the Hellfire Club. You're the reason. Like they're shaming him.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
didn't show anything of them like we
Well,
didn't do
'cause,
it or
like,
anything like
I
that.
think the biggest thing that came from that though was when what's his name? Absolute dickbag. I completely tried to block out his name because I hated him.
Justin?
Justin.
I think
Jason?
so.
Jason?
Jason.
Well, when
Jason.
Jason finds
basketball guy.
Sinclair,
Parade.
oh my god, that whole scene hurt because he doesn't know what he's messing with. Obviously, it makes a little sense, but again, a part of me was like, if that was me in that position, like as Jason, I'd kind of be like, all right, let's wait this out, Sinclair. Let's see what's gonna happen.
What
But
do you guys
no,
think of
he
that
went
fight?
balls to the walls, and he
He beating
fucked
his ass. He should've been
everything
knocked
up.
out.
and I'm glad that he died. He should have been the 4th victim. Because what
Yeah.
the fuck, dude? He messed everything up so quickly for no reason.
Dude, when they're
Eh.
about to, when they're right about to fight, Brian, and then he goes, I should never let you in, and Lucas goes, I shouldn't have knocked.
Yeah,
So
dude.
badass.
That was badass.
So the
Feel
other
badass.
the other thing now that you say that, remember Vecna needed 4 portals and Max was the 4th death, but technically she's alive, so one of them could close.
I know.
So I mean, it already
it's too
happened,
late.
but one of them.
Yeah, I was gonna
it
say, I
is
think it's too
That's the
late because
thing.
they heard the 4 dongs from the
Yup,
clock,
yeah.
and that was it.
Yo,
Yeah.
but I mean, other than that, like, there's got to be something else. Like, who's he
Dude,
not gonna
and
kill
then when
anyone
he
anymore?
died, when it showed him dying when the portal was opening,
Mhm.
his body got sliced like that. That was sweet. That was
Sure,
like the
like-
coolest
Oh yeah,
death.
it was sick. Because it
Just
just
watching him
literally
melt.
melted him, and you can
Yeah,
see
from
his
the inside
bones.
out. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the other
when
thing
we
is
heard
that
the
I think that season 5 is gonna take a route like Jurassic World. You know, where all the
Oh, I
Demogorgons,
hope
everything
not.
comes out of the ground and it's literally hell on earth, and then they're just gonna kill all the humans. And then
Yeah.
at that point, what could you possibly write where that all vanishes?
They're not gonna kill all the humans.
But then, all right,
yeah.
then another. All right, if I'm going theories, I'm thinking 11 gets trapped in the Upside Down season 5,
Forever.
and she's there forever.
I think something bad's gonna happen to 11.
Really?
11 would be another one if she got wiped in season 5. Like if she beat the final evil and then
Yeah.
died at the end,
Killer.
And then
that
everything's
wouldn't
back to
surprise
normal.
me.
Everything's back to normal.
Oh,
I
she
think. I mean, they
sacrifices
can't
herself?
just close the Upside Down. Someone's got to get trapped in the Upside Down.
Some like Tony Stark.
What
type
if
shit,
she's powerful enough to shut it from the inside?
and she kills
I
herself?
mean, or that's the thing
Yeah,
is that
she
she can only
dies.
contain it from the inside by herself because she's so powerful.
Yeah, so she sacrifices herself.
Yo, she sacrifices herself.
Damn.
That's what I think. I mean, that's a good theory
could see
in my
that.
opinion.
I can see that for sure.
Yeah,
You guys want
I'm-
to talk about each character?
You
Well,
start.
hang
I wa-
on,
I
hang
wanna
on,
say-
hang on.
I want to say
Before we
first.
say our favorite characters.
Before that,
that
I
Yeah.
originally I talked to you, Josh, and told you how I thought this was my least favorite season. I thought it was garbage. Since then,
we would love to hear your fucking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ah,
we
give
would
me a
love to
Wait,
hear
sec.
more.
you said what
Please
was garbage?
elaborate how this is the worst
This
season.
since then, I've come around to my senses. However, I
In one
have
top one.
caveat. I have a couple caveats. One, I
Let's hear
think
'em.
Max should have died. Two, I didn't like that skip over with the 2 days later. What was the point of that? You have a 2.5 hour episode and you have to do 2 days later? Absolutely not. Also, episode 8, yeah, 8 with Papa dying. I felt like that episode. I watched the whole thing. What is it, an hour and a half? And all I was thinking was, I want to watch 9. Like nothing happened here. I guess Papa
Yeah.
died, but was I supposed to have any emotional attachment for a literal psychopath?
No.
That
That's the
So,
other
I
thing.
don't-
They based
I
an
think-
entire episode around him because he's been there from the beginning. I mean, you gotta
Yes.
think he is one of the. He's been around since the entire story. Obviously, he created 11.
he did.
Here's something I got to say on the topic of Papa.
Yeah. go ahead.
So I was kind of talking about it with a coworker, and it kind of felt like this season there was like unnecessary like Papa stuff going on. And
I
the
thought.
number one thing that did stand out to me, and I want to know your guys' opinion on it, because I have my own. But at the end, when Papa did get shot, if he's alive or not doesn't matter. But he looked right at 11 and was like, "I'm proud of you." And it was supposed to be some like perfect moment, like this and that. And it was just kind of like, I don't care. This guy's been a dickbag the whole way.
exactly.
He was a dickbag on the way out. 11 should have been gone before they even got there, which I guess worked out because then you run into all the boys that were in the pizza van, which is great. But still, they included that scene, and a part of me doesn't know why. Like, I don't know why they like,
Okay.
included that. Like, it was supposed to be
They should've-
sentimental.
Hey,
'cause-
they should have casted Brian for the pizza guy Edward.
Fuck yeah, bro. I hit up my boy Tiger Backwoods, aka Aiden, for a bag, and we on the way.
That shit is sweet though. I thought I mean that's just another character. Like they brought Robin in on season 3, and she's a great character. And season 4, obviously they brought in. I don't even think I got his name. What was his
I
Eddie.
name?
remember Eddie. Eddie was in.
No, not
4.
Eddie Munson. I'm talking about the pizza guy. It was some weird
Oh.
name.
I swear.
Oh.
Let me look it up. I think it's Eduardo, dude.
No, it's something with an A, I think.
It's like Agile.
Yeah, it's Agile. or something.
Argyle.
Argyle. That's what it is,
Argyle.
yeah. I mean, it's just
And that was
sweet.
the thing too. Argyle wasn't in that last scene when they were all standing around when 11 took off running. Where the fuck was Argyle? Because he drove him all the way there. He's got no friends.
Where'd
in
the Russian
Hawkins.
guys go?
Well, I assume they sent back what's his name, the peanut butter.
Yeah, but what about the Game of
Kinda
Thrones
sued.
dude?
Oh,
Enzo.
Eduardo's his actual name in real life.
Oh,
really?
I'm assuming he just escaped to the States the second they made it. I
Yeah,
kind
I
of
guess.
I mean, well, those are
plot
plot holes that they'll obviously bring back. Like, I'm pretty sure we'll obviously see Murray again, and we'll definitely see, what was the guy's name? The guard.
I just called him Enzo, but the dude from Game of Thrones. I don't remember his name.
I forget he is from Game of Thrones. I
is
saw that
sponsored by
first
Enzo.
look.
Dude,
and
as soon as
go,
I see
"Hey,
him, I'm
wait
like,
a
that's the
minute.
dude from Game of Thrones.
What?
Sponsored by Enzo. Shut the hell
What do
up.
you mean?
Well, who did he play?
He played the dude with
played-
1,000 faces.
Yeah. That
Oh,
trained
you're
Arya
right.
Stark.
Yeah, dude.
The
Yeah.
second they
Yeah.
did like a side eye type thing, I go, hey,
you
wait
right
a
away.
minute.
Dude, so he
Yeah.
had that long ass goofy hair,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It doesn't,
And
like,
it
I
wasn't
can't.
long and it wasn't goofy. It was the right length.
Oh
Yeah, it was
no! Now
perfect
that I,
length.
literally his eyes. That's who
You
I
didn't
knew
see
he
him, and
looked
you
like
didn't think he
someone.
looked. Yeah.
No, but I mean, I didn't think, bro. Like I literally, dude, I watched that so damn fast.
That is fair. We all did.
You
binge the
just
shit
watched
out
the
of
show
it.
too.
Oh man, we should do a Game of Thrones episode. That'd be good.
Oh, shut the hell up. That's gonna start a fight.
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone knows. Fuck that show.
It was a good last season.
Regardless.
No, fuck that. Listen.
Yeah. No, but I
I'm
mean,
down.
all in end, I mean, they're definitely gonna bring those guys back. I mean, it just really sucks that we got Eddie Munson, who was literally the entire backbone of that season 4, and he's just gone. Like, I mean,
Oh,
it sucks.
yeah.
Okay, so let's go
But
around.
I
real
believe
quick.
he had a good
He
death.
was
Who
not
was
the best.
everyone's favorite character this season?
Eddie
This
Munson.
season.
Eddie. What would you say?
Come back to me.
What do you think, Mike?
Nancy, because she's so fucking hot.
Okay, no, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
dude.
Okay, well here you could say your favorite
He's
character
thinking with
over
his
the whole.
dick.
You could say your favorite character over the whole course of the show, but like for this season, honestly, for me, my favorite might be Max, but she's not my favorite character overall.
No, she really had. They had really good like dialogue for her. Like she was
Yeah.
almost this, and she was the backbone.
She
of
was
this
so
season
good this
too.
season.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody was the backbone, it was Max, not
Yeah,
Eddie.
no,
Eddie was
no,
really good though.
Eddie
People
was the
love Eddie.
same.
Eddie was
Yeah.
cool.
And he
I
was-
mean, the
but I
story
knew
wouldn't be what it is without Eddie
Yeah,
Say that
I
about
figured.
any other
or
character.
Max. They're literally neck and
Any
neck.
character.
Yeah.
No,
It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same without the pizza guy. Oh, big deal.
Yeah.
no, but those are just villains.
What do you think?
I
Andrew?
think they
Who's-
really wrote her both of their
What'd you
stories.
say?
Who's your favorite?
This season,
This season and then the show in a whole.
this season, Max.
Okay.
I liked everything they did with her character, except I wish they would like. I like her, but I wish they would have killed her.
You wanted her dead.
I wanted her dead.
That's the
and
thing is that I think that they're afraid to kill someone off because they
I
haven't
know
done
that-
it yet.
That's
They
the
haven't
thing.
killed anyone off. They literally did Eddie, and they're gonna see how people react.
Yeah, they've killed
and
a
then they're
couple
gonna
like
kill everyone
secondary characters.
Barb, Bob.
Yeah, but those aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, but like they
Main-
add someone in, and they added Bob in, and then he died,
died.
and then they added Eddie in, he
Eddie in.
died. But like that's the thing is that it just goes from there, and
What
They
season
didn't
of Max
kill,
coming
Robin.
they
out?
haven't killed any main characters.
killed
off yet,
Billy.
so yeah, but main characters.
And
Main.
also no one.
All
he-
the
they-
kids are still
He was
alive.
portrayed as a villain almost.
Yeah, but he was the mind flayer had him, so
Yeah, but even before
Yeah.
that, he was.
I think Max is my favorite this season, and I think Miss Wheeler is probably my favorite over the whole course of the show.
She
Well, duh.
pisses me off, man.
Mhm.
I can't even say
no,
that.
You don't like Miss
Wheeler's by
Wheeler?
far.
Oh. She
I
annoys
think I got Joyce Byers in the pocket.
I think
my
overall for
favorite
this season,
character.
I like Hopper as my favorite character. I like seeing his arc, and just seeing him come down from like
Hey,
this broken.
if
guy.
Overall, I'd
if
say
anyone's a
Hopper.
goddamn superhero, it's Hopper, man. He's
Yeah,
literally
100%.
escaping prisons, going in and out multiple times, killing Demogorgons, killing
Yeah,
guards
fighting
with guns with his
the-
bare hands.
Yeah.
Like this dude's 007.
The
real.
end of what is it 3 when there's that letter
the
that he
nuke
writes?
goes off at the bottom of the mall, and Hopper stays alive because
Yeah.
he.
No, but that letter that he writes to 11 and they have it in his voice. So I was like, fuck.
How
Yeah.
is it now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
So
cool.
who's your favorite character?
I'm gonna go on it and I'm gonna say it. It's Lucas.
Okay.
Lucas not only battled stuff like internally, but obviously you watched him get his ass beat, and that was like a whole thing. But no, Lucas like knew damn well that Max was gonna go, and that whole thing where they were writing the little notes right before Vecna fucking killed me. Like he knew that.
That was
And then on
amazing.
top of that, he's like battling with the fact that he wants to be, because again, it's fucking high school. Like he knows he went through all this shit. He's battling with the fact that like he wants to be popular. He doesn't want to just hang out with these D&D guys. But what was awesome was at the end, like Josh said, when he said that shit, he goes, I wish I didn't want to be like you. Like, I wish I didn't want to fucking do that, because he knew at heart those are his boys. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm not going to say that's us, but also like we did have our own little Xbox group. That was us. It didn't matter. We had all these other friends, didn't care. We were all the ones on playing 5v5s. And like just to see that, it's just like, damn, like that's really sweet.
Well, those are his best friends. That's why.
Yeah. Are you calling us not best friends, Hayden? That's a little fucked
Oh, I'm
up.
saying that's the same thing. We are.
We're
Like, that's
moving,
why.
we're
Would you
moving.
rather do that or would you rather be with your best friends?
No,
So,
100%. But
yeah.
it's like it's cool to see that dilemma though. Because
think
again, it's like the fact that he even has that after what they've went through is like crazy. Because
Yeah.
like we know that should be their group, and then he's like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna branch out," and he was like, "No, that's a wrong idea. Like, I don't want this anymore."
That's just good storytelling, though. That just makes it
It is,
relatable.
but
and
I think that's why Lucas takes the cake this season. I really think he knew he fucked up all along, and I think one of the bigger parts was when he found out that his sister was like filling in for him, and he
Yeah.
was just like, "Damn, like they needed me there, and I was letting them down."
Yeah.
And then he pulled up towards the end, like when he saved their asses and snuck into Dustin's room and sent the thing off the walkie-talkie. Like that was so great. Like he at that point is probably when the switch hit and was just like, fuck that. Like I don't want this life. I want to be with all my best friends.
Yeah.
Well, he literally led him to the bow house, even though they weren't there, and then he did.
Mhm.
So that was the
Yeah, and then
turning right.
that one dude attacking his sister, Erica.
Yeah, Erica
Yeah.
whipped the shit out of that dude's ass.
Yeah, but at first I'm like,
Just
what the
kicked
fuck
him
am
right
I
in the
watching
nuts.
right now?
Yeah, grown
Yeah.
ass kid taking down what? She's
Yeah,
younger than
grown-ass
them, so like
adult.
12 years old.
Yeah, he full on
what did
tackled
he
her.
say? He was like, "Stop fighting it, you little shit."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
I don't
God.
know, man. They got some weird shit going on there. But the
I
other
couldn't
thing that
believe that.
sucks is that when they were upstairs, like you said, they were right next to each other. He literally told her, "Let's go see a movie."
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's not seeing a movie anymore.
Hey, she might be able to listen to it though.
Yeah, she can listen to it.
But
Yeah.
if she actually comes back to like life, obviously without seeing or just like handicapped or whatever, but they still go to that movie, that scene is gonna be so fucking good if they actually go to the movie.
I mean,
Season 5, oh my god, dude. There's
Yeah.
a lot they set up, I
I
think.
mean, it just sucks because her character. I mean, there's only one season left. I mean, they did say that they're willing to pass the torch to a new director
I
or
don't want
screenwriter.
that.
I don't think
I
people
don't
want
want that.
Well,
I
Actually,
want them.
I
Dude,
just
all
seen
we
it on
get is-
Instagram. They're
All
doing
we get is
spin-offs.
remakes for old movies from generations ago. So just imagine when we're
They
older, we're
could- they
gonna get
could
all
spin it
remakes
off.
of all this shit that
They
we're
could
getting.
spin it
That's
off
fair.
and make it to a new show.
Yeah, that's
No,
what they're wanting.
they're doing
Mike's younger sister's leading the pack.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
could be, man.
But no, they green lighted a couple of spin-offs that the brothers came up with.
Oh,
Like,
really?
That's actually official. I seen that.
Didn't
on
see
Instagram.
that. I just saw today that they're actually getting their own like production company through Netflix now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're going to be making like a bunch of like stuff that obviously isn't Stranger Things related.
Well, I'm
But
excited
if
to
that's
see
the
what
case,
Duffer
then if
Brothers
they do want to
after
do
Stranger Things.
spin-offs,
They're
then
doing
they
a
got
live
it.
action for some anime that's really popular. I forgot.
Yeah, Death Note.
They're gonna do.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that'll be good. They're gonna do they're gonna make a good ass movie in the coming years. I'm excited
Yeah.
for that. Just
Yeah.
like the
Like
Russo brothers.
man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. So let's talk about each character, okay?
Wait,
Just
hang
brief,
on, hang
what
on.
your thoughts?
Before we do that,
Okay.
Okay.
to wrap up season 4, I need to know: did you guys shed tears? I won't cap.
100%.
There was tears coming out of my
I
eyes
think-
at
I think
numerous parts.
I think my eyes got watery. I don't know if I shed
I,
tears.
I felt
was
2
emotional.
tears roll down my fucking cheek, and I was like, "Damn, like I am in this."
Yeah, I
it was
think-
good.
I think the two parts that pretty much almost got me was Max saying like she couldn't feel or see anything like that.
Yeah.
That was hard to watch.
Yep, that was tough.
And then
And it-
two, I think when Will was talking to Mike in the van,
I thought they were
Yeah,
gonna
I mean,
kiss.
Yeah.
That was
I-
kind of like.
No,
To
they
see him
couldn't.
choke up on
That's
his
what
own
they were
tears,
hinting
though.
at, though.
I know.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that they were saying. I mean, I saw like a little thing on Twitter saying that he said that he told Will that the day he felt like his life started the day he saw 11, but that's the same day that he went missing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Heartbreaking to hear.
like,
at
I mean,
that
if
point.
that's if he's thinking about it like that, then it makes sense. But
Yeah.
I mean, Will doesn't really have a best friend. Elle's his best friend, but Elle doesn't care about him.
well, before it was Mike
Cares
too.
about Will.
And
Yeah,
that's
I
the
mean-
thing, and now he's just the automatic third wheel. and
Mike's
all
moving
of
on to
that.
the bitches.
And
Yeah.
also, like, and again, that is a great scene. I like that's not one where tears rolled, but I did well up a little bit because
Yeah,
when he
and those
showed
were the
him
two
the
parts-
painting and gave
Yeah.
him the whole like thing, like you're the leader. That
I
was
will say-
amazing.
Were you guys disappointed by the painting? Because I kind of was. They hyped it up.
Shut up.
Oh no, they just
They
kept
hyped
they
it
kept
up.
they kept hinting at it, and then
I don't know what I
you had no
expected,
idea what it
but
was.
I was
I
like,
thought it was like
that's
a
it.
treasure map, like it was about to be the Goonies
Yeah.
or something, and then it's just it's
You
a
don't agree with
medieval
that, Brian?
painting.
What's up?
You don't agree with that? I was like, really? I mean, I
No,
liked
look,
it, but I was
look,
like, that's
again,
it.
when you
Fuck,
think
dude.
about it, though, they're supposed to be ninth graders. It's not like Will's
Yeah,
gonna be an
man.
expert artist.
Oh, it was
It's not
beautiful.
fucking
Don't get me
Pablo
wrong, but I
Picasso,
thought it'd be
dude.
something else.
No, and well, part of me for a second thought it was gonna be a mural to Mike.
Just a candid of him.
I generally
Just a
thought it was
candid of
gonna be
Mike.
that, but then when I saw it, and then you remember this whole thing is tied to like their best friends, and everything is named after these D&D characters that they know. So for him to paint them to life in a
Yeah.
D&D game was fucking amazing. I thought that
Yeah.
was great.
You guys
no.
think that Stranger Things would never happen if they just stopped playing D&D?
Well, that's the thing. That's the
Like stop
thing.
playing D&D. There you go.
Okay,
Now
so-
your friends are alive. You don't have to do
Okay.
anything.
I'm curious about this. What I don't know though, what I don't get is there's like ties between the Upside Down and like D&D.
I think they just name it. I had the
I
same
think they
issue,
name
Mike.
it too.
I think they name it and then they're right because it has the same powers from D&D. Because them calling it the Mind
Like-
Flare, how would they know that? But the Mind Flare's in D&D.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
then again, like
Thank
it
you for
is
bringing it
the
up, Mike.
Demogorgon is a character, and then it shows up in the Upside Down.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
the Mind Flayer is the same structure. Same
Thank
thing.
you for bringing it up, Mike, because I had this battle with myself, I think today at work or maybe yesterday, but I was just like, is that all from D&D or like where did they get these
like look
names?
at the Russia group. Like Joyce and Hopper called the fog or whatever in there. The what did they call them? The follicles or the
Yeah.
the
Well,
dirt or
again,
whatever.
because
They couldn't even come up with the cool Dungeons and Dragons name. They need the kid. They
True.
need Dust in
But
there
I mean,
to
then
name.
again, did any of them call Vecna, or no?
Yeah.
Vecna's
Uh,
curse.
But
Vecna's
but
curse.
but if he
Vecna's
looked
curse.
at him,
Dustin
if
did.
they called him
It
Vecna,
was-
then
it-
you'd
yeah,
have been
but
like,
it was
who the fuck
Vecna's
is
curse.
Vecna?
But that's the thing. He went
He's
by
like, "That's a
so many
sick-ass name."
aliases.
Hey, I
That
saw a
is
thing on
like,
Twitter
bro,
too.
He's like, I
I saw a thing on
appreciate
Twitter
that.
too. You know how they call him Vecna, and then his
Mhm.
name's Henry, and then his number's 1.
One.
Mhm.
VH1.
Ooh.
Oh, it's pretty cool.
Is that cool?
That is pretty cool, man.
It's pretty
And
sweet.
they always said it like Vigna Henry
You're getting
1.
away with it.
I don't know,
thought
but
was
that
kinda
like I'm still like kind of caught on that, man. The fact
Yeah.
that like
Thank you
I'll-
for bringing that up, Mikey, because
created
that
the
is
Upside
something
Down,
where,
but, like,
like,
there's
again, at work, I was
ties.
sitting there just like, was that them or did they get an actual name?
I don't
No,
know.
I mean, I remember from the first, they were like, "Oh, it's the Demogorgon," because they just looked at they do it off the description of the
Mhm.
D&D characters. But I mean,
But
I don't know. I mean, you have to go back and see. Like,
You look
I-
at the
I've
little
never played
pieces
D&D.
though.
I know they are identical.
They're identical.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't
Like,
know. That's
what,
just a little like, yeah. But I mean,
Unless
if that's the
11 knew
case, then
about
like I said,
D&D when she threw Henry and and created the Upside Down and just
Yeah,
envisioned it and created D&D in the Upside Down, like that's the only thing I can think.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's
Yeah.
definitely like a. I think it's a show. It's not real.
But
Are you sure?
I hope not.
Really?
I don't
Or
know.
is
back,
it?
I feel like
Thanks,
it's
Aiden.
upside down right now, dude.
back on
Yeah.
the topic of shit that made me cry, the one that absolutely got me, which is where the tears rolled, was when Hopper got reunited with Elle.
That's
And
great.
and
She
then
spun the
but
bottle
no
with
no they're hugging and then she says this shit. She goes, I kept the door open 3 inches, just like you said. He goes, I
Yeah.
know, kid. That had
Yeah, that
me
was good.
gone. I was watching it and I was just like, oh my god.
And then they were talking about their haircut.
Yes. And then
Yeah.
he goes, you've grown up. And she goes, you shrunk.
that
That was good.
Oh,
was great, man.
That
was,
was
one of my favorites.
so
was a good reunion.
yes.
And then she said it's bitching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do
Yeah.
you think of my haircut? It's bitching.
Yeah. That
That
seems
That's the other
great.
thing too. Why she like cared for Max so much is because that was her only girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
Yeah.
but when her and Hopper like linked up, I remember. I think it was season 1. it like the day starts and it shows Hopper hungover, beer cans littered. Hopper starts the day brushing his teeth with a leftover
Popping
beer.
pills.
Yeah, pops the pills, washes down with the beer, brushes his teeth, swishes with the beer. Like, he was just a functioning alcoholic that ran this dumbass town. And then somehow, some way, well, obviously, it's not somehow, some way, it was Joyce's fine ass hooked him to this
Ooh.
idea that Will was alive and that he fell for the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
And that's amazing to see.
Hopper was hurt when she was with Bob.
He was.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I picked Hopper as being my favorite character this season. Just seeing his arc and honestly
Yeah.
getting a little bit of background on like his old family and how his daughter died.
You
but,
don't think though
that was
he
good.
put Joyce in harm's way?
I mean, she did it to herself too.
Yeah, she
made the
wants
choice
it.
to
Yeah,
go
but
to
by
her.
this season, Joyce does that all the time. She puts herself. I mean, even in
Hey.
season 1 she went to the Upside Down.
Yeah,
Remember?
that's
Hey,
her
I'm gonna-
son though.
I'm gonna say this right now. Hopper is laying down some good dick. If you're going across the country to go,
Oh yeah.
Dude, he
But
would
I
have
Joyce,
if that
Joyce
phone
got
call-
That
one
Hopper
dog.
dick.
They didn't even do it though yet, man.
Dude, if
He's
that
just
phone
she just
call
they're
was
wants
about
her
to
up.
in the fucking
They're
caddy
about to,
shack
and then
next to
the-
the peanut butter jars, man.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. That was a church, not a caddy shack.
Whatever,
her.
dude.
She's hurt. She was hurt too.
But no,
Both
bro.
hurt.
They're about to get to crack.
This
All right.
bitch got one doll, and the man was like, "We're going to Russia to save
Yeah,
it."
I know.
He's got
That's the other
fight.
thing.
Playing
Like,
that
it's
shit
so crazy how they just
down.
go. They just up and leave, and they don't even say anything to the kids.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
why that was so heartfelt too. Elle goes,
Yeah.
"I'm glad you went on that business trip." What kid
Yeah.
says that? What fucking kid says that after
Yeah.
what the fuck they just went through?
Yeah.
A kid with superpowers that just saved the fucking world. That's
They didn't know that though. And on top of you made it Mike Will, Argyle, and fucking why am I
Jonathan.
Blake? Jonathan. Blake.
Jonathan's character pisses me off, honestly. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I mean,
don't-
so I think Nancy and Jonathan's reunion was mid. It wasn't good.
You lied to
Yeah.
her.
It's
I mean, they
setting-
had
it's
tension
setting
all
up.
season. They had
Yeah.
tension all season, but I mean, like,
Do you think she'll end up
Then-
with Steve though? Because I don't think she'll end up with either of them.
That
I don't
whore.
think. I mean, I think she's gonna stay with Jonathan.
Could end up with me. She
'Cause at
keeps-
this point,
I think she'll end up alone or with Mike.
but at this point, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, someone's probably gonna die, which is probably gonna be Steve. But
Yeah,
I mean,
Steve's
they're
gone,
not.
so.
They literally Hawkins.
And then
is
Nancy's
in
gonna be
flames.
so sad that she breaks up with Jonathan.
But there's no. But you got to think that this
Probably.
fifth season coming up,
Finally.
they're not going to school. They're not doing any of this. Like it's literally just straight to business.
Yeah.
Hey, all I
No,
know
like,
is
there's
if
no like
there's-
subplots or no going to the movies or something like that unless they clear everything up. You know.
Yeah, but if there's a crack in the core of the earth, you couldn't pay me to fucking go to school. Like what?
All right, everyone, get ready.
Yeah.
We're just gonna drive around
No, like,
this.
that's the thing. yo.
Oh, we're going to drives, and the local Applebee's was unaffected. We played
All right.
D&D at the Applebee's.
Let's talk about the characters. Josh, you want to start?
Yeah, so we kind of tackled a couple like we just did Jonathan pretty well. I mean, there's not much to really talk about. Honestly,
Found
that
that
whole
Maui
storyline,
Wowie.
yeah, that whole story, that one was the weakest to me. I mean, they didn't even make it into episode 7. I don't know if you guys realized that. Like Jonathan, Will, Mike.
No, none of them.
No,
No.
like that whole storyline. Every time we'd cut
Well, they
to
did
it,
when they picked them up.
yeah, I would say in volume 1, every time they cut to them, I was just not at, like I was like, let's get back to the Hawkins group or let's get back to the Russia
Yeah.
story. Like I didn't care as much as about that one.
Yeah.
And that's not like I love those characters in California, but it's just like the storyline wasn't. And then they went to Susie's house. Like
Mhm.
I don't know.
I forgot about that. honestly.
Yeah,
That
like
was-
that whole storyline
yeah.
was like
That
and then
story-
they cut him.
But
completely
that
from
was the
7.
most badass part when they make it to Susie's house.
Yeah, I mean
And
that was
then
sweet because
there
they said we
was a
know
bunch
someone.
of fucking bullshit going on with her at
Yeah,
Susie's
it
house.
was
But
good.
then
It
when
was a
they
good
get
part.
the information was awesome.
and it
and
had
then-
its moments too. Like when the shootout happens in their house.
Yep.
Like that was
Yeah, that was
badass.
insane. When they're just
Yeah,
shooting
well, that's why
guns
through
blazing
season
in
5, dude,
California.
That military guy, I forget his name. What's his name, Josh? I know you know it.
Don't know it.
Oh God.
Doesn't know it.
Well, the
Marksman.
military. Marks.
Oh,
wait,
I think
shut
I know
up.
it. I
But
forgot.
but he was already
Chris Kyle.
coming after 11 because she was a
War Machine.
she was a weapon. And then they had the shoot to kill right when 11 and Papa were out. The same people that took down Papa. She fucking blew up a helicopter and killed 4 people. Ain't no way the U.S. government is letting that go. Like, they are coming to smoke her, and that's going to be the thing. She's going to get shot in season 5, episode 7 before they go to 8. She's going to get shot as she's about to save the world, and it's because of the goddamn military coming in after her. It is going to be something like that where the fans know that they're assholes. And we want 11 to win.
I felt like that subplot where the military was trying to kill her, like, what's the reasoning behind that? Because they think that she's the one that's causing all the issues, but they don't. Why would you just kill? Like, there's no.
That's kind of how they work.
But there's no logic behind that. Like, oh, fuck it, all right.
I think.
Hey, this guy's
there's
killing people. All right, kill him.
I think there's a chance
word
Papa's
of
still
mouth.
alive.
Yeah.
No, I mean they showed
Who's
him pretty
alive?
still. He's dead.
I think there's a chance Papa's still alive.
After 350 caliber bullets to the body.
I think so.
No.
If he lives, I'm not watching the show.
No,
I
he's
think he
dead
could.
because they made it like super quiet.
Military
and,
was
like,
right there. They could have saved him to try to control 11.
He bled out in 11's hands. Like, it should be done.
I don't know.
He's not Max. He doesn't have 11 jump starting his fucking
and he
consciousness
deserved
from
to die.
beyond.
They're not
After
gonna
we
bring him
saw what
back.
happened to
Yeah.
Max and that she could live, I think anything's possible.
But that's because
again,
11 brought her
11
back.
helped her.
11 brought her back.
And the
with
military
powers.
helped him.
Dumbass.
They don't have
Military can't do
superpowers.
anything. Unless he comes back as a goddamn Terminator.
Mike, what do you think? Is there a chance?
He just starts killing everyone in the Upside Down.
Coming back as
don't-
Ultron.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll
literally.
happen.
Papa's
I will
conscience.
say though, the one thing that kind of pissed me off about that episode and the ending of the episode, they pull up in the Surfer Boy van at the perfect fucking time. Like, you're telling me on God's
Yeah.
green earth, they're gonna pull up right when 11 gets out of that goddamn bunker. As soon as she fucking
The
takes
show.
the helicopter.
I mean, there is helicopters and shooting, so they know what area it's in.
They fired the tire.
Still,
Followed the
At
tire
the
track.
exact time, obviously I know it's fake, but still. Like, come
You
on,
know what
dude.
was really funny though? When Argyle is I think he's in the passenger seat and they're driving and they see the Pizza Boy sign and he goes, I didn't know we expanded. I totally thought they were driving in the wrong direction because they were so fucking sleep deprived. Like, I thought that was gonna be, they'd be like, holy fuck, like we're back home.
Yeah.
But no, it kept rolling, and I was waiting for that twist for like that whole episode. They'd like get somewhere and be like, "This is not it."
Yeah.
That dude was
Yeah,
just
but-
blowing down with Susie's sister in the back of the van.
That was funny.
Susie's sister was bad as fuck, no cap.
Oh yeah, that shit was funny. Me and one of them.
Pretty sure she was only 16. Anyway,
Oh, hey, yo, cut that, cut
That
that.
was Brian. Sorry, everyone.
Clip it,
Oh
clip it.
man.
That's getting
Brian.
flipped.
Yeah, we need that
Brian
one to
said it.
go.
Brian said it. All right, so
My
that's
name's
yeah. So
Dylan
that's
Hawthorne.
Jonathan. I think Mike was wasted.
Hey man, Argyle's in college, so we got to get that man.
Yeah, for real,
Yeah,
it's Argyle before me.
Skeeter Jean.
I don't know. You worked at a pizza place too. Your hair's kind of long.
I didn't have no delivery car though. It was Little Caesars $5 hot breadies.
Kind of look
Fair.
like Argyle, to be honest with you, man.
Hey yo, Mike, shut the fuck up.
Mike probably was wasted though.
I think he was. I liked Mike a lot, like in other seasons, but yeah, this one I think this one he had,
Well,
like, the least
they
amount of
burned
It
games.
just
his
didn't
hair.
help with
Yeah,
him
I mean,
being
but
so
you gotta
far
think-
away.
But you got to think each season, like what was it, season 3? They didn't do anything with Will, and people were complaining about it. And now, I mean, you got to I feel like Dustin gets a lot of screen time, but I mean, who knows? Maybe he could get nothing
he
in this
should,
next
man.
season.
Yeah,
Dude,
let's talk about Dustin.
Dustin's face when he was cheering on Eddie was the
Oh, yeah, he's like,
purest thing.
so metal.
Yeah, he goes, that's so metal. Like, that's awesome. And then
That's sick.
Eddie Munson saying that shit to Dustin, where he goes, never change, Dustin. And he goes, I didn't plan on it. Like, that is just so Dustin. That motherfucker has held it down. And if we're bringing it back to characters for the whole like series, Dustin
honestly,
is my
Dustin's the
number
goat.
one. Dustin is my number one. That motherfucker has the most creative mind. And people are like, what the hell is he talking about? And obviously, in season 4, we see it with the whole compass thing. And he points him right to an opening.
Yep.
Like,
He is a
no
dumbass for keeping
other
that dumb dog.
character He tried.
I don't.
his
He
best,
literally saw
alright?
everything that happens, and he still kept a Demogorgon that literally came out of Will's throat.
What do you name it again? Gert?
Uh,
Wasn't it Gert or something like that?
Dart. Dart.
Yeah, Dart.
Dart.
If we're
yeah,
talking
I-
about emotional scenes,
That
I
one with
think
his
that,
uncle? With Eddie's uncle?
Yeah.
No,
Oh
well, that
my
that scene.
God.
That
But
scene
when
was hard.
Eddie dies
Yeah.
in Dustin's arms,
Yep.
and he's saying like, "I didn't run.
Yeah.
He's a hero.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Yo."
Yeah, and he said at the beginning of the episode too, Eddie's like, look at us, we're not heroes. And like
Yeah.
And did he really have to sacrifice himself? No.
Nope.
But I mean, I kind of figured like once he cut the thing, like yeah, he is sacrificing
It was
himself. But
it was predictable.
I'm like he has to die because like how are they gonna explain his story that he's innocent when he gets back? It's kind of hard to explain. Like
Yeah, I think that's where they probably went with that too. It's like, how can they
yeah.
clear his
A-
name? You
and
can't
then like Aiden
because
said, like when they introduce a new character every season, they end up dying.
Yeah.
you know,
Kind of a trope that's happening. So
Mhm.
I liked Eddie a lot. That one's probably I don't even know why I didn't say that scene earlier when he's
this is the
telling
first
his
year where they're
uncle-
in high school, right?
yeah, they're in ninth grade.
Yeah,
And
that
Eddie
makes sense.
was a super senior or something.
Yeah.
But when he's telling his uncle that, Eddie is dead and stuff like that, and he went out as a hero, it really was like, wow, it's sad. And I think too, going forward, I think this is really gonna affect Dustin a lot. Next season, this is gonna be a big thing for him.
Yeah, I can almost see
So-
him becoming like Sophie and just
I saw a
wanting to be
thing.
at
I
home
saw a
base.
theory where he might sacrifice himself to save Steve because he can't lose someone else.
Oh God, please don't do that to me.
Okay, wait.
That would break me.
Wait, let's do this. Let's do our bets right now. Who do we think is gonna die in season 5?
I'm putting it on Steve and I'm putting it on Will. And I think those are two that can
I don't think
go.
Will's gonna die. He's a big
Well, then,
part of the
and
story.
then
People
the
would
third,
rage.
though, I'm putting a third, like I said earlier, 11. I think she's gonna end it all.
I think they'll kill
She's
11.
gonna send someone
I don't
back.
think she's gonna die. I think she's
and
gonna
then-
get trapped in the upside down.
Shut up. Shut up.
Nah.
You're not trying to do anything. No, because that leaves room for adaptions in movies. And we've seen
No,
other
leave
series,
it how it
Star
is. It's a
Wars,
good. It's a
go down
masterpiece. Let it
that-
go.
No,
quit
we
ruining,
saw
quit ruining
we saw the
masterpieces.
last trilogy of Star Wars, motherfucker.
I
We don't
didn't.
need that happening to this show.
I don't know. I didn't watch
They're
it.
doing
Bro, we
spin-offs.
went to all the
It is
midnight
exciting.
showings, you asshole.
Mike, I know that you said that they're doing that, but if they don't announce it themselves, I don't believe it.
Bro, it was
I see a
on
lot of
Instagram.
bullshit.
It was literally look at it. Open
It's
your
not.
eyes.
The Duffer Brothers would say, "Hey," or Stranger Things would post, "We're doing this." They do.
I'll
it
bet
with
you
everything.
$100 they do spin-offs.
I mean,
Oh,
I guarantee
shit,
they will,
Bud,
but
you're
it's
hearing
not
the first
confirmed.
bet from Mikey Breast for real.
Well, I think
to
that's
See how this
$100.
one
I
plays
think they
out.
stop. Because I mean, then again, those kids like they get sucked into a TV show and they get so popular, but then it ruins their stuff. Like Millie Bobby Brown's the only one, and I guess you could say Mike is the only one that actually does other.
yeah,
you
he was
know,
in Ghostbusters and
Yeah, he was in Ghostbusters. Millie Bobby Brown was in that. Enola Holmes, and like
She
they're
was
just
in,
they're making a
Godzilla.
new one. Yeah, they're making a new movie for.
And this was the
Enola
time
Holmes.
of like super bad Pineapple Express movies like that. I feel like
Yeah,
Dustin.
I
would've been,
think
like,
all
the
those
character
kids,
thrown
honestly,
in.
like, the way- they're all great.
See that.
They're all
Yeah, I mean,
great.
they did great with the casting.
I think they could all, yeah, they're all great.
Lucas
actors.
could show up in an actual like basketball movie. He
He's
would
a- he-
fit like
no, he-
perfectly.
He's a singer now, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is he?
yeah. Good
You
for
never
him,
saw that video of them
No.
trashing him on Twitter for singing? It's like one of the worst songs
You know
ever
what? I
made.
bet you I saw it.
It's one of like
Tried
the
to
worst
block it
songs
out
ever
because
made.
again,
it's like
that's
Ice
the
JJ
goddamn
Fish.
goat from season 4. I
Yeah,
don't
dude.
care.
Pursuing his passions, man.
Yeah,
I think
man.
I think 11's gonna sacrifice herself at the end of it, and I think Will's gonna die too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are my two guesses.
Yeah, I'm saying Dustin or Will.
No 11.
You're just saying like one person's gonna die.
No, I feel like there's gonna be.
I'm gonna-
more.
Oh,
There's
I
gonna
think
be.
one or-
There's gonna be.
I don't think both
numerous.
die. I think it's one or the other.
11 and Dustin for me.
Well, one of the best thing was Millie Bobby Brown was asked in like an interview, and she goes, "I think we could just start killing characters like Game of Thrones." And I go, "Shut your whore mouth!" Like I
Well,
didn't
that's
even
what I
hear
thought that they said
I
that
go, I am
for-
so attached.
I thought they said that for it was gonna be this season. They're gonna start killing off characters like Game of Thrones.
No,
but
because she
nah,
said it
was-
when that interview came out. It was after the fact, and at that point, that's when I realized, okay, someone's gonna go that we don't care about, and then I realized someone is gonna get fucked up, and I thought fucked up was gonna be someone sucking to the upside down, not Max being a vegetable.
Well,
right
can
now.
we please say real quick to go off
Okay.
topic? How the hell is Nancy alive?
She's
Like they
nasty.
did, they showed trailers after she was literally in like Vecna's whatever like trance, and then we had nothing. It was a cliffhanger, and then they show trailers of part 2, and Nancy's in the car, so she obviously gets out of it, and they said that she was cursed and she was having flashbacks.
Mhm.
No,
They
he
literally
it
just
was
did
a
the same
message to
episode.
11.
Yeah, he let
Yeah,
her
yeah,
go.
that
that
wasn't
is
that. She
true.
wasn't gonna be a sacrifice. She was just the one that was there.
Yeah,
But did
he
she
wanted
ever
her.
even tell? She never even told 11.
Well, because I think what
Well,
Vecna's
because
No.
plan
11 didn't
was.
They
show
were
up
fighting
yet.
for their fucking life, man. What the-
Yeah, bro.
yeah,
Because
but I mean,
when
that's
he
the
said
thing.
that is when they had the plan, and they didn't
But-
even know 11 was involved yet, because Max wasn't saying that 11 was like. Because again, was she even speaking to her right before that, or was it just that 11 found her in the telepathic world?
No, that's weird because she was at the park. She was in
Right.
the tunnels skateboarding, and she
Mhm.
said something doesn't
Well,
belong
that
here.
was a
And then she went up to
memory.
it, and then she obviously went into
Yeah, but
that.
again,
Well-
that's just when she tapped into memories. But she went into her mind prior because she was looking for her friends in Hawkins and happened to find Max. And I
Yeah.
think, did she speak to Max then?
No,
Or,
She tried to, and Max couldn't hear.
okay. Because, because that makes
When
sense.
she's a
Because then
kid.
when she did meet Max, that's when Max
Max
was
said, "Are you
like, are
real?"
you
At the
real?
snowball.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I think Vecna's plan was like in season 1 it was the Demogorgon, right? And then season 2 is Mind Flayer. Like he tried sending and then finally he did the Thanos I'm gonna do it myself thing. And then 11 also had lost her powers and she moved to California. So
Mm.
Hawkins was for the taking. And he became powerful enough.
Fucking
And then
Joyce.
he sent Nancy to send 11 to him because Papa said it himself. Henry doesn't kill, he consumes. He
yeah,
was
and
gonna
that's the other
take
thing.
11's powers.
Yeah,
So
he
that's why he
wants-
wanted 11 to come to him.
Yep, and that's why he said this is gonna be. I don't know what he says. He's like, "This is what I've been waiting for," or something like that. Because
Yeah, and he
obviously
made
wants
11.
to
He was
kill her,
making 11
and
watch.
so he can take her powers and become.
Yeah.
He almost says something along the Darth Vader lines about like how much her powers have grown. Like when Darth Vader brought Obi-Wan, he's like, your powers have grown since the last time we battled. It almost felt like that again. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
what
don't know,
about what about Robin? We haven't talked about Robin.
Robin,
I'll talk
I
a
love
little
that
bit
bitch.
about her. She's good.
I think that is one of the best duos in the show. Number
Oh, yeah.
one to me will forever be Dustin and Steve. I think that's the GOAT. Like when it comes to just duos.
Yeah.
But then Steve and Robin at the same fucking time are like they're battling very easily for 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
I like those two together.
Maybe maybe I just love Steve. But also like now Steve is two of the best duos going.
Well, that's what Steve
And-
said. He's like, I need someone to call me out on my shit, and I think that's what Robin does really well.
Yeah.
As a
But again,
friend.
that's like one of the best things.
And
that
you know what I like about
platonic
them?
friendship.
You know that they're, I mean, due to their preferences, they're never gonna hook up.
Like,
like,
it's just
I,
that's what
I
I'm
feel like
saying.
that's the corny take on a lot of shows and movies. Like the two that are friends just end up, oh, and now we're
Mhm.
gonna like, you know that that's not a possibility,
Yeah.
which I kind of like.
But
That.
see, that's
Well,
the
that's why they
beauty,
get it out of the
though.
way in season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the beauty, though, is that they are just a platonic friendship that
Friendship,
are literally
and I
just
like that.
there for each
Yeah.
other. And like Steve, the first time that Robin was trying to talk to, what's her name? Steve was the one just being like, just do it. Like, what it was like, what's the worst thing that can happen? Just do it.
Yeah.
And that's them just running the video store before everything hit the fan.
Yeah.
that family video
But
so
no,
good.
like that's like one of the most like beautiful things that like happened in it was just that friendship has sparked, and they should have died together in season 3, but nope, they made it to season 4, went up against something harder. They're still there, and again, because of how big that friendship is, I think that's why it has to come to an end, in the sense that someone is going to die. And
Yeah.
honestly, again, I hope it isn't Robin. Like Steve has had such a hero arc that no one expected, like at all.
Foreshadowing.
He was just a douchebag the whole way, messed up with Nancy, didn't like Mike and all his friends, and now here he is. One of his best friends is fucking Dustin. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that shouldn't be a thing, but he has grown so much as a character that when you get to this now, because again, Robin didn't pop up till season 3, it was just a great platonic friendship. Like he understood her, she understood
I
him,
like that.
but we all knew it wasn't going to be a thing. Because I feel like even season 3, before they hinted at Robin's sexuality and all that, like it was just like that wasn't something I wanted to see get together. That was something where I wanted them to be for one another, like just be there for each other. And then we see this, and it's just like, oh my god, like they outdid themselves. Like the Duffer Brothers outdid them. Like that was so good. Like now I care so much about these two. Like that's awesome.
They do a good job of getting you invested, man.
That's what I'm saying. Robin again was a new character. She should have died. I like again, a part of me didn't even think it was going to be Billy, and then we all saw how it played out in season 3, and it was just like, damn.
Yeah.
Fair.
And I don't know. That's one of the best duos that I've seen, and like not only Stranger Things, but like duos wise. But then again, Dustin and Steve do take the cake because he's like, I'm not a babysitter, but yet listens to everything Dustin says, takes Dustin everywhere, but then goes, I'm going to be the big brother.
Oh, he does
Shut the
everything
fuck
that
up."
Nancy says.
I don't know, man. That's a pretty big hill to die on for just Robin and Steve. But
I'm not dying on that. I'm dying on Steve and Dustin.
I mean,
Robin and Steve, I think, was just great writing. Like, I think they worked together so well. But when it comes to Steve and Dustin, when it comes to that show and everything we see, that's the best duo. I love them. Like, it's that point where it's like he hates Dustin, quote, quote, but he doesn't actually hate Dustin. It's because Dustin is his little brother he never fucking had or wanted.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
love.
But he
Well, I mean, that's the whole
loves
thing
him.
about this season was showing that. I mean, even with last season, Steve is obviously doing a whole 180, and he's not an asshole, and that's why he told Nancy that he loves her and
Mhm.
all that stuff. But I mean,
Well,
I think
he
that
didn't
that's
go
just
that
how it's gonna
far.
go. He definitely said that. He said that
Yeah.
he's got a dream of them having a kids on a beach together. What do you mean?
But
That's
he,
not, I love
he
you.
respects Jonathan too much to say he loves her
I
Yeah.
don't know. I
I don't
mean,
because
know,
he's
man.
grown so much.
he wouldn't.
He
He
said
would
it
have kept
without
that
saying it.
bottled up.
It's funny.
He
I
would've
was
kept
saying
that
Yeah,
bottled up if he didn't
100%.
care.
telling her that. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah, I
Because
gotta say, in this
I
last
was
season-
on my hands and knees in front of my TV saying the exact same thing before it came out of Steve's mouth.
And
It's
that's
my
different
truth.
though.
so
You were
much.
on your
I love
hands
you
and
so
knees
much.
just barking whenever Nancy was on
Yeah.
screen.
Oh, when Winona Ryder came on that screen.
All right, I think it's about that time. Can we get some ratings out of 100?
Yeah, wrap it up.
We want to do
Out of
this
100
for
out of 10
out of 100.
No, out of
everything.
100.
Out of 100.
for this season.
I'll go
Yeah.
first. I'll give it
Just
a
season 4.
98. 98 all day.
Wow.
I think it was
Wow.
great. It's by far the best season of Stranger Things. Definitely go with season 4, season 1, season 3, season 2, in that
Eh,
order.
Everyone, let's hear that too. Like your rating of this season, and I want to hear like a breakdown, like Aiden just did, kind of 4-1-3-2. He said
So, yeah. 4132. I think that's my
he's dying
my
on that
ratings
hill.
for 100%. I think they did a good job, man. I was invested from the beginning. Plot holes were all, I mean, everything was answered. There's rarely any plot holes. I like the way that they ended it, showing everyone in the, like, Hawkins has no idea what's going on. It's snowing, but it's actually dust. And I mean, remember when Hopper was in those tunnels and he consumed it and it knocked him out?
Yeah.
So like, I think next season is obviously going to show the Upside Down taking over Hawkins. And who knows? It could be the entire world. It could end well. It could end bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think they close it out very well.
I think
I
that's
think
fair.
Best
90
season
is
so far.
a little
Mike?
too high.
Mike,
What do you
what's
think,
your
Mike?
Stand on it.
what'd you think, Mike?
Oh, I'm gonna go like a 92.
Okay.
For as much as I like it and as good as it is, I just like I told you everybody in the last like episode, like 99 to 100 is like top tier like Infinity War for me. And when I compare the two, like I just can't put it at that level. But if I'm gonna rank the seasons, honestly, it's gonna be 4, 1. I like 2 then 3. I
Okay.
wasn't a big fan of 3 to be honest with you.
That's fair.
Well, I'm gonna jump in real quick. If you're saying that 99, 98 to 100 is Infinity War, what about Gone Girl, Gone Baby Gone, all those great movies? Not
Shut the
Marvel
fuck up.
Boss
movies.
Gone Girl,
Baby?
Gone Girl, you
Boss
can't
Baby?
rewatch. Gone Girl is high up but once you already saw it one time,
Dude, I've
I
seen
don't think
Gone Girl
it'll
probably
hold up.
300 times.
All right, Brian,
Yeah.
let's get your thoughts on this season.
I'm gonna go close to Mike, and I think the season comes in for me at a 91.
Okay.
91 is like it's being kind of generous because I'm not gonna say chapter 2 was bad, but again, there was no horror factor, and that's what I loved about chapter 1. The first 7 episodes, I was getting spooked as well as getting drawn into the story. That was fucking great. I'm gonna go 91. Just because there was some stuff I feel like shouldn't have been included, and again it was necessary stuff I guess for the plot, but I guess to put it in terms, I just wish they would have done it more simpler, so where we weren't wasting time, and I just wanted to get back to like the main characters, and again, there was so much going on in season 4, and I liked it. Don't get me wrong. When we could see all 3 doing whatever, and it was awesome. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, nothing will ever top season 1. I will die on the hill that season 1 is the best season. You could, if they really wanted to be assholes, they could have released 1 season of this show, that first season, and just never touch it again. Like if Netflix wanted to cancel it, I would have been like, that's a GOAT TV show. They should have done more. So that's why, to me though, again, don't get me wrong, because I love 4. To me, it would go season 1, season 4, season 3, season 2. And again, the whole show to me is a 90 all around. Like I love it so much. And season 5, fuck, they could push it to season 10 if they wanted to. And I'm gonna watch it because I love it. But yeah, I think that would be the order I would go for it.
Okay. Josh, wanna give your thoughts real quick here?
90.
Sitting at 90. Okay.
The reason I give it a 90 is, like I said earlier, the California group. It got to a point, and I love those characters so much. It got to a point where I was like, can we just get back? Like, can we just get back to the Hawkins group or the Russia group? I mean, and it sucked to feel that way because I do like Mike and Will and all them, and I even liked when like 11 was on her own. I liked that story more. The flashbacks, I actually enjoyed that more.
Amen.
Than their story. And then like 2, I didn't notice that they weren't even in episode 7 until after I watched episode 7. I'm like, oh wait, they weren't even in it. Like and it made episode 7 better that they didn't have that story in there. They didn't need that story in there. Their whole point was just basically going to save 11, picking her up, her Uber, right?
Yeah.
So for that's why I can't give it a higher score. I think it still is my favorite season. I think for me it goes 4, 1, 3, 2. And it's not that I hate 2 at all, but it's just
for 2.
Yeah, I just like 3 more. I liked it had a little bit more of the 80s feel, like the mall and everything like that. I really liked that that the period they're going for.
Billy looked.
Yeah, and I liked the Steve, and like I like that Russia storyline in 3.
Mhm.
So, and then one's a classic. They're actually truly kids, and this kid has superpowers. They're on a bike and she's throwing vans around and cars and shit like that. So cool. So yeah, I'd give it a 90.
Okay. I'll finish us out here. I'm gonna actually give it the lowest score out of us 5, but not
87.
I'm gonna go with an 85.
Hey.
And I'm gonna kind of go on what Josh said. And it was a lot with that California crew. I did not care. I was not invested. I wanted nothing to do with that. I wanted to see what was going on in Hawkins or Russia. Those are the 2 stories I was invested in. Not
Fair.
the Lyft driver that was coming to save 11. I did not give a shit about that. Also overall, I'm going to join the lone wolf Brian and go with
Let's go.
season 1 being
Let's
my
go.
favorite. Season 1, like he said, it captivated you. It was scary. The fact that these kids are so young and they're acting so well, that is awesome. After that, I'm gonna go season 3. I really like
Season 3 was good, man. There's
I
really
liked
not a bad season.
and
That
you know what?
whole Billy arc was amazing.
Originally, I was gonna throw 4 in last, but I've thought about myself. And I think it is actually, aside from some of the drawn out plot that they have in storytelling that seemed a little bit long in 4, I would say it's very comparable to 3. So I'm gonna go 1, 3, 4, 2, but 3 and 4 are very close. I just wish they would have maybe cleaned up for it. These super long episodes, some of
Mhm.
them didn't need to be that long. There was a lot of unnecessary storytelling, but
Yeah.
overall pretty good. So I'm gonna stick with an 85.
I'm
Alright, Andrew.
disappointed in the
There's one thing
Alright.
I'll add is that the Nina, like they're in that lab in the middle of the desert for way too long.
Yeah.
Like I understand that it tells the whole story of how one became, one, but like it's still, I don't know. I think they just were in that setting. They showed that tank too many times.
Yeah. All right, Josh, you wanna close us out?
All right, boys. Well, we'll be back Friday with Thor, and
Third
then we'll
part,
probably do a
third
bonus
part.
episode on Monday too.
Let's
So,
do the third part right
all right. Well, I'll see you, boys.
All
All
right,
right.
guys.
I'll
See
see
ya.
ya.
Take care.
now. Peace out, boys.